There are several human flaws that are there by design, meaning that the creator included them in the original design, and they can be weaknesses or strengths depending on how you look at them, but we're going to look at them. Some others are not there by design. They come as a result of having a certain set of a flaw inside our system, which still form part of the flaws that we are going to talk about. But we are going to go through. I was thinking of making a video about 30 of them, but I cut that down to 15. In case I leave any, you can tell me in the comment region. But remember, this is not to ridicule any fault or anything. This is just for education and just having awareness of some of the things that really happen in our systems. They can make us to be predisposed to some of the conditions that we have out there. Others are just there for fun. Anyway, look at the teeth. That's the first one. You have two sets of teeth. The first one is the first set of teeth to emerge. You are a baby, you are born without teeth, and then you grow teeth, and then around age 6, around 5, around that point all the way to 13, you shed off that, and then you grow another new set of teeth, which is the adult set of teeth. Now, in case you lose any set of the adult teeth, if you lose even a single tooth, it cannot be replaced. It will just stay that way forever. You'll either have to live with a gap, or you'll have to go and see a dentist to get an implant there of just to fill off that space. Why can't we have the teeth that will grow back once? Maybe if I don't like this tooth, I can just pull it out and then another one will just grow out. Or maybe in an accident, if I lose any of my teeth, I can easily grow them back. Why can't we have that? And still, when you're still talking about the teeth, why is it that it's a must for the wisdom teeth, the 4 set of the last teeth to come out will always be around age 21 when you already have your dental formula set? Is it a must for them to come out at that time? Why can they all come out during the time when you're getting the adult teeth, and then they just stay there that way instead of having to squeeze their way out when almost every placeholder in your jaw is occupied by that time? Why can't we have that? And it's very troublesome. It can decide to come out in any way it decides to. Okay, I'm lucky because mine came out perfectly pointing upward. We have others that will come pointing sideways. So mine came out, but it was very uncomfortable. Why can't I have that just during when other teeth are just coming out? Second thing, the airway. You see, you'll have to decide. Either you're going to swallow or you're going to breathe. You can do both of them. And if you so happen to swallow something when you're breathing, you're going to get some particles of what you're swallowing into the windpipe and you're going to choke. You can easily choke. It can even, you can easily die. Now, I remember there was a time when I woke up, I think I was being choked by vomit. So I was vomiting and kind of some of them just dislodged. We just went to the windpipe and I woke up. I don't know what's going on. Not able to cough. I'm not able to breathe. That was the terrible 1 minute time I've ever had in my life. That's when you see like your life almost flashing on your eyes. Yeah. Why can't we have a system which is independent of the other? I don't know. I'm not a designer, so I'm just thinking. Because also when people usually die because of being choked. They were swallowing something and all of a sudden went the other way. Let's go to the brain. Dopamine. You have dopamine, which will push you to do something that your body doesn't even want to do, or something even the same brains knows that it's something wrong, but the brains will still push you to do it. You see, you have the brains. They respond to the reward system. So they push you to adrenaline rush. Maybe you have a speed bike, which usually max out at, let's say, 360 kilometers per hour. And there is that you're in a highway, which is very smooth. You still have that intrusive thought that you need to hit the end of the odometer. So you're just there. Just because you have that adrenaline rush, your brains will be so rewarded. The fact that it knows very well that once you crash, and it's very easy for you to make an accident, and once you get an accident at that speed, it's very, very likely that you're not going to survive. It still pushes you to just continue, accelerating. Interesting. Also, we have drugs that are out there which are there to stimulate your brains, but the same brains will push you to getting more and more and more, because the last dose that you took last time was not enough. So this time you want even more, and you end up maybe getting to even overdose yourself, because the brains are very selfish. They want to get that dopamine, they want to feel good, knowing very well that you can easily go. Like, for example, look at the liver. It knows very well you have the liver. Yes, it can regenerate, but at what costs? Yeah. Let's go to number 4, anatomy. I can easily, if I don't want to see you, I can close my eyes and I'm not going to see anything. Nothing will happen. I cannot see. But you cannot close your ears. You cannot close your nose to a certain bad smell. Let's go to the ears. You're in an environment which is very noisy. So for the eyes, if you are seeing something which is not pleasant to your eyes, you can easily close and you can see them. But then for the ears, you will still have to be there, unless you'll have to block them. Like, for example, with your hands, of which if you block with your hands, you're not going to use your hands at that moment. Or you get to buy headphones that will cover your ears, and then you have active noise cancellation on that will try to filter most of the noise out. Or maybe you just blast music inside your ears, which is what I usually do most of the time. And to try to quench the noise which is coming out when it's a design flow. Why can't I have a switch which I just switch off and I can't hear anything? If I want to hear anything, I just switch it on. I know it sounds so ridiculous, but just think about it. Number 5, let's go to anatomy slightly. Yeah, the structure of your body. Look at something like it's an example. This is patella. You have it here. It's floating just somewhere, just suspended by some few ligaments. It can easily go to the back of your leg here. Very painful. It has to be forced back all the way back here. Let's go to something else. Scapula. It's just suspended. It's kind of like someone decided to tape it there. Even the patella. That's a body floor. Why can't it be screwed somewhere? And also look at the joints. Why can't I have like a hinge instead of a... I know how I sound, but why can't I have it like a hinge, a door hinge? Still on the body, why is it so hard for you to generate an organ that you lost, or maybe a structure that you lost? Like, for example, you lost your finger. Why can't it grow back? I know you have a lizard which can easily grow back its tail after it sheds, not shedding. Usually cut off. It's part of, I think, the defense mechanism. It goes off, and then over time a new one will grow. Why can't I have that for a finger or a toe? I know the liver can regenerate, but it has a limit, and it takes a little bit long before it regenerates back to the original shape. It takes long. Why can't I have that in all the other? Like, for example, look at the nails. The nails, I'll just clip them and they'll grow back. The hair, the same thing. Why can't I have the same for the finger? Okay, sorry. Why can't I have that the same for the finger and other body organs like the ear? Someone would easily lose their ear, and why can't it just grow back? I'm just thinking we should have that capacity of growing it back. Because we have so many people who get amputated. It should grow back if I was the one who was supposed to design the human body. Look at women. They can easily get a sperm from you, combine that with the egg that they have. They form a new form of life, a human being that has all the body systems that are required to survive on their own, but at the expense of their body, meaning that they cannot even grow their finger, but they grew a new finger in another human being, which is something that's miraculous. But they can't do that to themselves. They are diminishing with time, but they can be able to create a new life. It's very interesting also. Number 7, you biting your tongue. Yeah, you have your teeth. The brain knows very well that you have the tongue and you have the teeth inside your mouth. Why is it not designed in a way that they don't come close to each other? I still know how I sound, but I decided to make this video anyway, so yeah, you're stuck with me here. Why is it? And by the way, have you ever bitten your tongue? Not at the front here, which is usually, yes, painful, but you are familiar with the pain from this point. There is another that usually comes. Do you see this part of the tongue close to the end here? Once you bite that area, there is a certain kind of a pain that you usually feel. It's not actually pain that you are familiar with, but it's painful. It takes time, but that one is something else, actually. I've never understood that kind of pain. And it takes forever. It can take for even a whole 2 minutes. You're still not getting the pain. Design flaw. Now, let's go to body physiology. Look at the women still. I talk more about women because they're the majority that follows my platform. Look at them. The menstrual cycle. Is there a must for them to lose blood each and every month? And if you don't lose blood, it's either you are pregnant or you have hormonal imbalances that's causing some chaos with your system, or you're pregnant, or you are taking hormonal contraceptives that are preventing you from getting that. So once, or you didn't get your menses, and it means that something is wrong somewhere. There is a disruption. So it's normal for a woman to lose blood each and every month. They're losing blood, and actually that's why you find that most of them will start craving for things which are non-food. You'll find them because they don't have enough iron in their body, because they're losing that. And especially couple that, because now having that system gives them, in as much as it's a very wonderful system, we like it because it's responsible for the human beings we have on this planet. But it opens a jar of so many types of worms. Like, for example, they can easily get menstruation clots. They can easily have adenomyosis. They can easily get fibroids. They can get all manners of things that will disrupt their systems. They can get endometriosis. They can get uterine cancer. They can get so many things. They can still get cramps, which is very painful, as a result of having prostaglandins that will come and interact with, you understand the system and so many of those. Well, we are still talking about this. There is a safe period when you can have sex and not be able to conceive. Why can't we have a switch for that? A switch, like you switch it on, she's fertile. You switch it off, she's not. And she's not even ovulating. She's not, why can't we have like such a system? Well, we're still talking about the menstrual cycle. Is it a must for them to go through labor, which is very painful for them to give birth? I know there is a section of the bones that will have to give way for the baby to come out. So there is that. Is there a must for that to be painful? Does it mean that without that pain, they cannot give birth? I know there is so many things which are usually stimulated, your breast, and so many systems are stimulated by the pain. And also the contraction also, is there a must for it to be painful? Can't there be another system? Like, for example, when I'm going to the washroom for the long call, it's not painful unless I have hemorrhoids or things to do with defects at the anal opening, or maybe something to do with the colon. Can't we have the same system? Or maybe when I'm urinating, I don't feel I have the urge, and I know when I'm emptying, and when it's empty, why can't we have a similar system for it? Is it actually necessary? Is the pain actually necessary? Now, let's go back to the anatomy. Look at women. You see, the anal opening is neighboring the reproductive system, meaning that those two things are almost opposite of each other. Okay, I'm not going to say opposite, but then one is just for taking out waste. And something happened, maybe a speckle of the waste that is coming from the next door neighbor gets inside here. It carries something like a Escherichia coli. You get UTI. And that's why it's the major cause of the UTIs that women usually get, because you're just close next door to a toilet. Now, this opens up for something else. Like, for example, we have normal flora. Yeah, we have bacteria, we have viruses, let's scrap that. We have fungi, which forms part of the normal human body. Like, they're there, yes. They're on top of my skin. I so happen to make a mistake and I remove a cuticle in a bad way, and I injure inside there. We have a bacteria on the surface that we call Staph aureus, Staphylococcus aureus, that will get inside there and establish an infection that will be so painful it can render even your finger useless, because during that time when you have that infection, that finger is so painful you can't use them. You can't use that finger. It's normal flora, it's supposed to be harmless, but once it moves to the other place, the same thing that usually happens when the waste moves from your anal opening to the other side, to your vagina, there is an infection that will happen just because of moving the normal bacteria from the gut to the reproductive system. It's a major flaw. The same thing that usually happens, yes, you're getting your menses, the blood is flowing out. Blood is neutral pH, so it's around 7. Your vagina is supposed to be acidic. But then, because whatever is passing out is neutral, it kind of neutralizes or increases the pH of the vagina. Now, guess what will happen? You're going to have yeast growing, because this is a very, very good environment for them to thrive. So they grow, you start itching, you start scratching yourself, you start getting a discharge, which is cottage cheese. You don't like that, because you also, when you're urinating, you are scratching yourself and there is a burning sensation because you have yeast infection from what? Candida albicans, which is a normal flora, which is there. Now, your body contracts other suppliers or maybe another service provider, the lactobacilli, it's a bacteria. It gets there, it neutralizes that place and makes it acidic. So you have lactobacilli that are there to make sure that that place is not over. I was about to say infestation, but infestation for the parasites. It's not going to be colonized by fungal elements, the candida that you're talking about here, by making that area acidic. So lactobacilli are very important, and that's why I usually advise people, if you can take dairy products, especially women, very healthy, they help you there, because they're going to promote the growth of the lactobacilli. They really love that. So they make they contract the lactobacilli to make that area acidic. But then when you're passing your menses out, all of a sudden the change of the pH in that area makes very unfavorable condition for the sustenance of those lactobacilli, and they give way, they get out. So there is overgrowth of the yeast, and that's what will give you the itch. Still, when you're talking about contraction, you have, like, for example, you have an issue with your stomach, you have H. pylori, you go and you get diagnosed for the same, you are given a kit containing antibiotics, which are they are broad spectrum in short, so they're going to kill even the innocent normal flora inside your body. And guess what will happen? You're going to even kill the lactobacilli and some of them that are very important for your system. So you start getting that discharge and all that. You start itching because you killed those contractors who are there, the third parties that are there to keep that area acidic. So you start getting that yeast infection. Why can't you have a system inside the body that can control the pH of that area? Or why can't we not have normal flora there at all, not have them, and have that area not being colonized by anything? So that makes that area even better. But is it even possible? Number 11, have you noticed it's so easy for a human being to die? I'll give you an example. You look at, you just place your fingers here, you're going to feel an artery here, another one here. And I have my windpipe here, so it can easily be collapsed by someone. If you touch around this point, I don't know if you can see this one here, there is an artery, which is very close to the surface. There is still the same. We have an artery here, you can feel it. Give yourself 3 or maybe 2 fingers. You're going to feel some pus. That's an artery, blood under high pressure. An accident here or here, or just anywhere here, and you happen to rupture that artery, it's very hard for you to survive unless you are close to someone who can easily be able to immobilize that and close up that thing and prevent you from losing blood. Number 12, water. Now, you cannot live or survive without water. It's very essential. But you drink that water because you're thirsty, your body is requesting you to do that, and after some few minutes, you urinate that same water, it goes out, yes. The same body that took that water out asks you to go grab some more water to drink, and you'll have to keep doing that, because if you don't, then your body will become dehydrated and so many systems will be affected. Why can the same body be able to just only remove the toxins and get to a point where they are able to recycle the same water and remove the bad things, and then they go out of the body, and then you're left with majority of the water? Let's say even 90% of the water. Why can't I just have that? We just go to the what do you call this? Some homeostasis or some homeostatic functions, like for example, sweating. The body is hot, yes, we understand, but then one of the mechanisms is just losing the water that you have. It's going to force water to come out through your skin, and then it goes to the surface of your skin and evaporates for it to tap into the energy of, you see, when the evaporation is happening, you'll have to have that energy for that to happen. So you're still losing the same water. So it uses water. Now, number 13 was supposed to be normal flora, but we have touched that. We already understand that normal flora is just there. What are they doing, by the way? Apart from just preventing, okay, we have some that are very essential in the gut, in that they are going to help you make some vitamins. We also have some in animals that will help in a breakdown of cellulose to provide energy and all that. But those others, why is it a must? Why can't I have a mechanism inside the body that can help me in making vitamin K or that other vitamin that I need? Why can't I have a mechanism within my body or the enzymes that will help in digestion of cellulose? Let's go to the immune system, because this is where most things usually happen. Now, you have your immune system, very important. It must be there for you to be able to stay away from diseases and yeah, and also keep your cells in check, because we have cells that will go rogue. Instead of them being cancerous, you have immune system that will take care of them, will kill them. We also have the same that will help in breaking down the cells that which are old, like if you look at the red blood cells. Now, still on the immune system, allergies. Something is very normal. You have a necklace and a pendant that is made up of a certain metal, but once it touches your body, you start reacting to it. That's your immune system. This is something normal. It's not supposed to make you have any reaction. It's just your immune system just being paranoid. And not to mention about the autoimmune conditions. Like, for example, the immune system will just look at your thyroid and they're like, we don't know you. So they attack that. You start having all the issues that comes with that. You have a pancreas. They happen, or the immune system happens to not like it. So it doesn't recognize that as part of the family. So attacks the pancreas, you have automatically, you're going to have diabetes type 1. It looks at the skin cells and it doesn't like them. So it attacks the skin cells. So you have psoriasis and other conditions. That was number 14. We are in number 15, still on immune system. You have your eyes and other areas of the body, like your brains. We'll focus on the eyes. They have their own set of immune system inside them that does not interact with the systemic immune system, which is what is now in the whole body. But then something happened to your eye, and then you are injured. The proteins inside the eyes leak, and they come into contact with the systemic immune system, and then recognizes the protein that you have inside there. And those proteins, they make your immune system to produce antibodies that will be specific for that protein. And remember, you have one eye which is still remaining, which is normal, and because it still has the same protein, it's attacked. So you lose now the normal eye which was seeing after losing this other one here. Some things you'll never understand, and there are so many other flaws in the body. You can tell me some of those that I've left in the comment region, but this is just for fun. I'm not saying this to ridicule or anything, but for the flaws that we have mitigation factors or mitigation things that we can use. Like, for example, for the set of teeth, if you, in case you lose one of your tools, you can easily go to a dentist and you get an implant. For the labor pain, we have other things that we can. There's so many things that can be done to mitigate the pain that you get. And also, which one I'm trying to look in my list, for the eyes, we have things that can be done in time to save the other eye. And we have, for example, if you have autoimmune conditions, they can be mitigated by using drugs that can limit how much of your immune system will react. All of those, so many things, yeah. And we have other flaws. Tell me in the comment region the ones that I've left, and see you in the next video.